Good morning, Bishop Kenny students. It's Mr. Doherty. We are getting near the end. We got one assignment due Thursday and then one due the following Thursday, and then we are done. Okay, I hope you're having a great day in beautiful sunshine state of Florida. This weekend, just so you know, you'll have no homework Tuesday, just because since we're coming off the holiday of Memorial Day. So give you a nice long weekend to enjoy. Our next assignment after this Thursday's will be the following Thursday. That will be our final assignment. It's been a long road, and I appreciate you joining me with it and trying your best and turning stuff in. And hopefully, after many cries, after doing some health worksheets and whatnot, people had said, hey, can we just do physical activity? So hopefully that gave you the opportunity to get out and exercise, and also to just document it, and hopefully provided an easy assignment that you could always handle and do, and also gave me a way to validate giving you a grade. So I appreciate all your effort and this situation. I know it's been unparalleled, and nobody signed up for this type of activity, and but I think there's certainly different ways to learn, and I think we tried to provide you with a little something that could at least get you out there and do something. Today's lesson, I want to talk a little bit about Memorial Day. Everyone is excited for Memorial Day. We always say it's the kickoff of summer. It's the kind of marks the end of school, and it's just a great holiday celebrated in the United States. But sometimes not everyone understands what the holiday is all about or what we are truly celebrating. So it's morphed over the years, and I went back and found some information. I thought it might be valuable for you to listen to and maybe gain some knowledge as I did also. Memorial Day events were not held in the United States until about the late 19th century, and it basically came down to we were trying to Memorial Day is designed to honor people who have died serving our country, and so we celebrate it, and we look to honor. Sometimes you'll see at Arlington National Cemetery they'll put out flags on every grave, and even locally they do it at some of the grave sites here for the military. I know we have a Army National Guard post that they'll go out and put all the flags out. It's truly a wonderful place. And hopefully at some point in your life you do get to Arlington Cemetery and just see the beauty, and it's truly a breathtaking place, and truly an honor to our fallen soldiers. So that is basically what this holiday is about. So I'm going to give you some other knowledge. Started out actually as called Decoration Day, and I believe you would just go out and put out your flags and celebrate the United States. And then in 1971 it became a federal holiday, and when they first decided to do Decoration Day, not every state honored it. 27 states held some sort of ceremony with more than 5,000 people in attendance at a ceremony in Arlington National Cemetery. But some states in the South, they didn't even really recognize it. People were still torn about it, and then in 1971 it became the federal holiday, and the tradition was expanded to include those killed in all wars. Memorial Day was not officially recognized nationwide until the 70s, with the American deeply embroiled in the Vietnam War. Veterans groups and concerned are more associated with the holiday first long weekend of summer, and not an intended purpose to honor the National's War Day, continue to lobby for a return May 30th observance for more than 20 years. The cause was championed by a Hawaiian senator. But you'll often see flags out. You'll often see your community might have a parade to honor the war dead, and it's very emotional, very exciting, and hopefully it's something that you get to be part of or at least observe. The original town determined from the U.S. government to start Memorial Day was Waterloo, New York. It's certainly a place that made it the official birthplace of Memorial Day, Waterloo, New York. Another tradition people will see, and I saw this and I've done it before, but I never really knew exactly what it was. In 1915, a bright red fire began poking through the battle-ravaged land across northern France and Flanders, northern Belgium. And they started doing these, wearing a red poppy on Memorial Day began. There was a war poem created. We shall keep the faith, and began a campaign to make a poppy the symbol to tribute all of those who died in war. The poppy remains a symbol of remembrance to this day. So you'll see these little red poppy seeds that people post, pin on their shirt, and it's just in remembrance of the dead. Despite the increasing celebrations of the holidays of summer rite of passage, there are some formal rituals still in the books. The American flag should be hung at half staff. Okay, so if you are going to put your flag out on a pole, it should be at half staff until noon on Memorial Day, then raised to the top of the staff. And since 2000, when the U.S. Congress passed legislation, all Americans are encouraged to pause for a national moment of remembrance at 3 p.m. local time. Did not know that. That is new to me. So the federal government wants you to pause at 3 p.m. for a moment of silence and a moment of remembrance. So 3 p.m. on Monday, and also have your flag at half staff. So there are a couple things, and I have another worksheet that I was looking at. Okay, we understand it's a federal holiday it's observed every last Monday in May. Initially, it meant to commemorate fallen soldiers during the Civil War, and it became a celebration to honor soldiers who died in any war while in the 1900s and while serving the country, and formerly known as Decoration Day. And we talked about earlier how it changed to Memorial Day. From 1861 to 1865, the United States was involved in the Civil War. The war broke out due to many disparities between the Northerners, the free states, and the Southerners, the slave states. Union states were headed by Abraham Lincoln, and the Confederates were led by Mississippi Senator Jefferson Davis. Many able Americans were recruited to be soldiers, including farmers, machinists, plumbers, and teachers. When the war ended, it was estimated that 620 soldiers on both sides had died in the Civil War. On May 5th, 1868, 3 years after the war, John Logan, head of the Grand Army of the Republic, established Decoration Day, which should be observed on May 30th. It was a time of the year for Americans to decorate the graves of soldiers who died in previous wars. People in Waterloo, New York were the first to observe Decoration Day. We've already spoke on that. In the same year, the Ohio Congressman and later U.S. President James Garfield delivered a speech at Arlington National Cemetery. It was attended by over 5,000 participants who decorated the graves of around 20,000 soldiers who were buried there. And that tradition continues today. You'll see the U.S. National Guard and Army soldiers out there just putting flags on every grave, and you'll probably see a picture of that somewhere if you're watching any kind of news on Monday. Prior to World War I, Southerners did not recognize Decoration Day. It was the Northerners who observed the day with much enthusiasm. When Decoration Day was proposed to honor all soldiers who died in the war, the Southerners embraced it. And by 1967, the year I was born, Decoration Day was officially named as Memorial Day. 4 years later, it was declared as a federal holiday, and the date was moved to the last Monday in May to create a longer weekend. Um, you'll typically see on Memorial Day there'll be the parades we talked about and the flags at half mast and then full mast until sunset. The Red Poppies, and it was from John McCrae's poem In Flanders Field. It's also a popular day to visit the graves of soldiers and decorate them with flags and flowers, while many may choose to travel over Memorial Day weekend as it marks the beginning of summer. Aside from the federal holiday, some southern states celebrate the Confederate Memorial Day. In Georgia and Mississippi, it is observed every last Monday of April. June 3rd in Louisiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee, and April 26th in Florida, and January 19th in Texas. On December 28th, U.S. President Bill Clinton signed the National Moment of Observance. Okay, so that's where we're talking about, where you pause. So President Bill Clinton initiated that, and it's at 3 p.m. on Monday. We should pause and honor the people who fought to keep our country free. It's amazing the freedoms, the rights we have in our society, and it's just a moment to pause. So 3 p.m. on Monday. And it's an honor and remember the sacrifice of American soldiers. In Washington, D.C., they hold the annual Rolling Thunder Run that's observed to raise awareness of prisoners of war who were lost in action. That is another amazing thing. I mean, it is motorcycle activity that, basically shuts down D.C. when they come rolling through and people travel across the country to be part of this situation. And, they block off roads and it's amazing sounds. All these motorcycles come rolling through. And it's a beautiful thing. Sometimes students will confuse Veterans Day with Memorial Day. Okay, the latter honors all U.S. military veterans, while Memorial Day honors soldiers who have died while serving. Okay, so two different holidays. Veterans Day, we're just thanking everyone who served, and then Memorial Day, we're talking about the people who've lost their life, and they say sometimes gave the greatest sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice. So it's also considered one of the most popular holidays in the United States next to the 4th of July and Thanksgiving. You think about it, so many good things happen on this holiday, Memorial Day. It's like, okay, one, we see it marks the end of our school year. We're getting very close. And two, honor the United States, very patriotic, very wonderful time to celebrate the beauty of our country and the people who sacrificed to keep it what it is. So there's many things wrapped up. It's a nice long weekend. It's the kickoff of summer. 99% of the country, it seems, would have a cookout on that day and just enjoy time with family and just get out there and enjoy. So, hopefully you'll get a chance to get out there and do it. So, when we think about things we can do each year, to honor people who have given their life for our country is certainly a wonderful thing to celebrate, and hopefully you'll enjoy your time with your family. And, I think that was a nice little touch. Some good information on Memorial Day, and hopefully when you take your time to celebrate with your family, you think about some of those things. So we want to remember about the flag, half-mast, and then we want to remember that we take our moment of pause at 3 o'clock. So the flag is at half-mast until noon. Then you can raise it all the way up. So, so I think that's enough on Memorial Day, but hopefully you're, patriotic and you're gonna get out and decorate your house or celebrate, put a flag out, do something to honor people who have served our country. Um, and I hope you enjoy your long weekend. As you noticed, we'll have no work due on Tuesday, so that you can just enjoy the weekend. But I hope you're enjoying your time at home, and one thing I want you to think about is what are your plans for the summer? Is your family going to travel, or is your family going to spend time at home, or were you going to go to a summer camp that might not happen anymore, or what is the plan for the summer? And I was also thinking we should talk about, if you're trying to get a job, if you're thinking about a job, you want to have a couple things in mind. One is, when you go to the interview, what's your attire? What are you telling the person who's interviewing you? Hopefully you're going to, wear a nice collared shirt or something, or a nice blouse if you're a girl, and just go in there with very confident, and have some sort of, maybe you create some sort of resume, just basically telling the things that you've done, and maybe telling a little bit about yourself to really sell yourself. You go in and have the interview, sit up firm, talk clearly, and also look the person in the eye when you're talking to them. After you're done, when you get home, I would write a quick thank you note to, say, for I interviewed a job at Chick-fil-A or somewhere like that, and hey, just write a quick note, write down what the manager's name was, whoever interviewed you, and also just send a quick note back to them saying, hey, it was a pleasure to meet you. I really enjoyed my time learning about Chick-fil-A, and I welcome the opportunity to work for your company. Just a quick little note, just so that, might put you ahead of the group of who are interviewing. You're all wonderful, capable people, so I think if the job market is open and you're willing and able to get out there and get a job, whatever your summer has in for you, if you're going to work on your athletic ability all summer and really focus on that, it's a great time to increase your body, get bigger, faster, stronger, and hopefully be ready to take on whatever's going to bring for us in the start of the fall. And I know it's a waiting game, and we're all in the waiting game, wondering what's going to happen in the future. But I'll tell you, hopefully, you don't let the future pass you by because you're worried about the future. Let's focus on every day trying to become a better person, trying to become deeper in our faith, and also become, healthy in all aspects of our life, whether it be financial, whether it be spiritual, whether it be our physical health, mental health. I mean, there's some people going through some tough times right now, and hopefully you're able to be supportive, and hopefully you're taking care of yourself. So I certainly think this time, my wife and I talked about this last night, that on some aspects we really appreciated this time. I think it brought us closer together. We've accomplished a lot of things, and it's been an interesting time. And I'll tell you, the time I spend with my family now is very special. Utilizing Zoom a lot and getting on Zoom calls, and just kind of enjoying people for who they are. And I think that's quite important. So, hopefully you're having a great day. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And I need to give you an exit ticket. Exit ticket for today. Raise the American flag and be proud. Hopefully you'll enjoy your long weekend. And this is Mr. Doherty signing out. Goodbye.